Today I'll be administering acetaminophen to my client for my critique. Classification of acetaminophen is therapeutic. Adverse and side effects are agitation, headache, anxiety, fatigue, hypertension, etc. Onset 0 0.5 to 1 hour. Duration 3 to 8 hours. At this time, I would have checked the facility's policy, ensuring it's okay for me to administer acetaminophen to a client. First, I'm going to get my client's chart, and my client is Sid Garland. And I would get the signature, turn to the signature sheet, and then I would then put my name, which is full name, Lysandria Swayze, my status SPN1, my signature L Swayze, my initial LS, today's date March 25th, 2020. And then I would also get a piece of scrap paper to put some identifiers on this scrap paper, such as his MRN number, date of birth, reason why he is here, his allergies, and his age. After which, I would also look for lab results, but in this case, I don't need a lab result to administer acetaminophen. And then I would get his MAR and the doctor's order and do the checks. I will be comparing the MAR and the doctor's order. So the MAR, his MRN number is 344361. Doctor's order, the MRN 344316. It's 344316, 344316. His date of birth, 11th of the 865, date of birth, 11th of the 865. His allergies are codeine and penicillin. Allergies, codeine and penicillin. Medication, acetaminophen. Medication, acetaminophen. Dosage 650 milligrams. Dosage 650 milligrams. Route by mouth or by rectum. Route by mouth or by rectum. Frequency every 6 hours. Frequency every 6 hours. Time 6 12 18 24. Time 6 12 18 24. And it is now 0600 0600. So it's okay for me to administer this medication. And it was signed by the physician, checking for special instructions. It says 4 days only for pain. The pharmacist says does not exceed 4 grams. I would put away my client's chart, do my hand sanitization. After doing my hand sanitization, I would go into my client to do my pre-assessment, which would be ensuring my client is not NPO. It's okay for him to swallow, doing his vital signs, and making sure he's okay and comfortable. Also checking his pain score, and he said his pain score was 4 out of 10, which means I can administer the acetaminophen to my client. I would then do my hand sanitization again, and I would now take from the medication drawer, my client's medication, and my client's name is Sid Garland. So from Sid Garland's drawer, I would take the bottle of acetaminophen, and I am now gonna compare the bottle to the MAR. So I have here Tylenol, and it says here acetaminophen on his MAR, which is called Tylenol. And then I am also going to make sure it's the name of the client is Sid Garland. His name would not be on the bottle as it's a stock drug. So I would also make sure the name of the medication is Tylenol or acetaminophen. It's my client Sid Garland. Sid Garland. The dosage is 650 milligrams. Dosage 650 milligrams. Available is 325 milligrams. Route is by mouth or by rectum. Site is going to be by mouth as my client is able to swallow. It time is every 6 hours, and the times should be 6, 12, 18, 24, and it's now 600 hours, so it's okay for me to give this medication. Before giving this medication, I'm gonna do my calculations and to know how many tablets should be given to my client, Sid Garland. So I would use the formula D over A times Q, and that would be dosage, which is 650 milligrams, over what's on hand or available, which is 325 milligrams, times 1 equal. I'm going to use my calculator to make sure. So the dosage is 650 milligrams, so I'll divide 650 over what's on hand. What's available is 325 times 1 tablet equals to 2 tablets. So I would be giving my client Sid Garland 2 tablets from his Tylenol bottle. I would now pour that 2 tablets in the lid. After pouring it, I would make 2 tablets, put it in the medication cup. Now I'm going to call my teacher to come in and make sure my calculation is right, and I'm administering the right amount of tablets to my client. My teacher came and checked, calculations are correct, and it's okay for me to administer 2 acetaminophen to my client Sid Garland. Putting away my Tylenol bottle back in the drawer. Also putting away the client's chart. The mark can be left on the counter. Doing my hand sanitization. I am now going to go into my client's room. When I'm in my client's room, I'm going to do my introduction, which is Lysandra Swayze, and I'm your student nurse, and I'll be administering your Tylenol. I would then do my environmental checks, making sure the suction is working, no clutter, bed is in its lowest position, bed rails are where they're supposed to be based on the charts of my client, and that call bell was in reach. Now I'm going to get consent from my client. Okay for me to administer? Is it okay for me? My client says yes. I'm now going to proceed by raise my client bed to a high semi-Fowler's position, which he should be in when taking his medication. I am going to give that to him with a full glass of water, as Tylenol should be taken with a full glass, so to help dissolve faster or easier. Before I give that to him, I'm going to use my paper. Now that my client is raised up in bed in a high semi-Fowler's, I'm going to check his armband, making sure the MRN numbers are the same. And now that I check the MRN number, his name is Sid Garland. Do you have any allergies? He said penicillin codeine. And I am now going to administer the medication. Gave it to my client. My client took them. How do you feel? He said everything went down fine, so he had no problem swallowing. Everything is fine. And now, when you take penicillin or codeine, what happens? He said whenever he has penicillin or codeine, he get rashes or hives. Okay. All right. Now that my client has swallowed perfect and everything is fine, I am now going to lower the head of my client's bed, put my client back bed in his lowest position, leave bed rails where they're supposed to be based in orders. I'm making sure call bell is in reach and my client is comfortable. I'll be back with you in 30 minutes to do another check. If you feel any headache or any kind of discomfort due to this medication, just hit the call bell and I'll be back with you to do a checkup if you have any reaction towards this medication. I am now going to do my hand sanitization again after leaving my client room. Client is left comfortable. I'm going to go back to the desk, which after which I'm going to make sure I do all my documentation at the desk, and I'm going to come do the documentation back to the MAR. Now I'm doing my documentation. So the row was by mouth or by rectum. The site given was by mouth, and it said Garland. The time was 0600, and now the date is today's date, which is the 25th of March 2020, and my initial LS. And now I'm going to wash my hands, and then I would be done doing my medication administration. Thank you.